What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell if you want to get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Now, before I even get into the video, yes, I do know that we signed Jawan James to the deal that will be tomorrow's video. Normally, I would make 2 videos today. However, I'm in the process of moving. I will be completely moved out on Thursday, and so everything will look completely different on the Friday's video. So I just don't have the time to make a bunch of videos this week, unfortunately. So that'll be tomorrow's video. I'll definitely talk about that. So just come back tomorrow if you want to hear me talk about it. But the only thing I'll say is we actually gained cap space from making both of those moves today. So if you're thinking, oh, we didn't go after Julio because of these players, no, we actually gained cap space that probably would have helped if getting Julio. It wasn't a ton of cap space. I don't know the exact number. It'll probably be released by the time I make the video tomorrow. But that's all I had to say about that. Now, this video obviously is about Gus Edwards. And if you did not know, this is from, I'm quoting Rap Sheet, and he says, the Ravens and restricted free agent running back Gus Edwards have reached a 2-year extension worth $10 million. And that was per his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I do really like Gus Edwards, but I'm going to say something. It's been probably a couple of weeks, maybe even a month since the last time I've said this, but we are all Ravens fans. We all do not have to have the same opinions. I like to say my opinions, and I know a lot of people think sometimes my opinions are crazy, sometimes that they think that they're smart. But I'm going to say my opinion in this video, and I don't think very many people are going to like it. And I just want to give a warning. Probably not going to like my opinion, but that's okay. Comment down below if you disagree. Completely okay. Let's be rational. Let's talk about it. We don't need to call each other names or anything like that. Let's be rational. Let's talk about it. And we'll have a good time. If you're a fan of something, doesn't mean you have to have the exact same opinion as everybody else. These are all opinions. These are my opinions. So don't take them as fact. Now that I've said that, I got to say it. And I'm going to say I didn't want Gus in Baltimore anymore. I was hoping that he would leave after this season and we would get a fresh start at running back. And he is on a cheap deal, $5 million for the next 2 years on average. That's solid. That's not a bad deal for the Ravens by any means. However, he is a replaceable running back, and almost every running back in the NFL is replaceable. And once again, I know I'm saying things that most people disagree with, but these are my opinions. Most running backs in the NFL are replaceable. And I know some people are, there may be that smart person in the comments that's like, oh, Derrick Henry's not replaceable. Yeah, Derrick Henry isn't replaceable. The top 5, maybe top 7 running backs in the NFL aren't replaceable running backs. Like guys like Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, McCaffrey, all those guys, not really replaceable, okay? But you look at the running backs ranked 10 to 25, there is not a very big difference in the skill. There really isn't. Whether you're playing Kenyon Drake or David Montgomery in the same system, or Gus Edwards, they're probably going to put up similar numbers. Wherever you rank those players between 10 and 25th in the NFL, they're going to put up similar numbers, okay? That's how the NFL works. The skill gap at running back is so much smaller because as a running back, there's only a couple things you need to do. You need to break tackles, you need to see the hole, and maybe it's an added benefit if you can pass block or, catch the football. But as long as you can hold on to that ball, as long as you can break big runs, that's all you need to do. And now, obviously, some running backs are way better at it, but I think Gus Edwards is a replaceable running back. And I know people are going to get upset at that, but the Ravens are built on having replaceable running backs. You look at what they did towards the latter end of Joe Flacco. They were plugging in every running back, and they all succeeded. Justin Forsett, Alex Collins, obviously Joe Flacco's final year, it was Gus Edwards until, Lamar took over, and then Gus Edwards really took off with Lamar. But overall, the Ravens running backs are going to produce no matter what, especially, this is why we have Greg Roman. This is why we have Lamar Jackson. It's to make it so we don't have to pay a Derrick Henry. That's exactly why we have those guys. If you're playing with Lamar Jackson and you're a running back, you will not fail. You would have to be a horrible running back to fail. And I think people may say, oh, well, Mark Ingram didn't have a lot of success this year. Yes, but he has an excuse. He's an aging running back that didn't get any practice beforehand. if you're an older person, maybe if you're watching this and you're 18 years old, you're like, I walk onto the basketball court and I just dominate, good for you. Okay. But as you get older, you see the old guys at the Y and, they got to stretch for half an hour before they're able to play basketball. Mark Ingram didn't get his stretches before the season. Okay. And he struggled because of it. But in the year that he first played with the Ravens, he was amazing. He was a great running back for the Ravens. That's because he got to play with Lamar Jackson. If you're going to play with Lamar Jackson, the defenses aren't focusing on you as a running back, and especially when you have Greg Roman, who's maybe the best run coordinator in the NFL. There's maybe Kyle Shanahan could rival him. I don't think he does. I think Greg Roman is the best run designer in the NFL. You add both of those two together, any running back you put in will succeed. Now, Gus Edwards, I do like him in Baltimore. He fits the Baltimore, kind of strategy. He's big, he's brutal, he bruises the defense, he's able to gash him for big runs. But I'm going to be frank, if we put David Montgomery and replaced all of Gus Edwards' snaps with David Montgomery would dominate. I'm talking like he would be easily a 1,000-yard running back, okay? And David Montgomery is, I don't know, in the 10 to 15 range for running backs, I think. Gus Edwards is, I don't know, probably like 15 to 20 would be my rough estimation. I'm not going to write out every running back's name. It's not worth doing that. I'm giving a rough estimation of where I would put him. But I think J.K. Dobbins is definitely a better running back than Gus Edwards, and he's the running back for the future. And I think many Ravens fans would agree with me on that point. I think that's not too controversial. Hopefully it isn't. I know I'm being very controversial in this video. But overall, you look at what J.K. Dobbins is going to do in the future. He's probably going to be taking more and more snaps. However, we're running with Lamar Jackson. We're running with Greg Roman. We're going to run the football. So we need other running backs. It can't be just J.K. Dobbins. So we do have to have other running backs. And obviously Gus Edwards will be that other guy for the next 2 years. However, we could get a rookie that could come in and do exactly what Gus Edwards is doing. Exactly. And if we draft a running back in the third round and we didn't have Gus Edwards, he would be probably a lot better than Gus Edwards. And, you look at that like, oh, what are you thinking? No, if you're a rookie running back, you're not going to perform. No, rookie running back is like the easiest place to perform because the running back position, you're still just hitting holes in the NFL. Yeah, the linebackers are faster, but you're just hitting holes. Running backs don't age well. You look at Ezekiel Elliott. He came into the league, dominated. You get banged up, you start getting injured. Running backs, their curve of success is they come into the NFL right here and they go like, whoop, and then they hit their peak in like year 3 a lot of the times, and then it's downhill. That's how it works because they're just getting banged up. They start to get injured. Their legs are more worn down, all those types of things. So if we are able to draft a running back and, they play next to J.K. Dobbins, we saw with J.K. Dobbins, he was the best running back on the Ravens last year. And he has a chance to become, that top 10 type running back. However, Gus Edwards does not have that chance. Gus Edwards will never be a top 10 running back. And that's just it. Statistically, he'll put up good numbers, but yardage and things like that are the most overrated stat in the NFL because he's going to get a lot of attempts and he's in the perfect system. Like I said, any running back in that system is going to succeed. And I like Gus Edwards. I would have rooted for the best. I'm not saying that because we signed him, he's going to suck. That's not what this video is about. I think, he's going to play the same Gus Edwards football that he's been playing. We're not going to see anything new. He's not going to get a lot better. He's not going to get much worse, but he's going to be the same. However, my thought process was we could get an improvement. Imagine if we got a pass catching running back or something like that in the draft in the next couple of years. Well, that guy would, you pair him with J.K. Dobbins, that'd be absolutely insane. Like the running back tandem would be ridiculous. It could improve. Now, whether or not we would be able to draft that guy, I don't know the 2022 running back draft rankings. I have not looked into that. College football season hasn't even started, okay? So don't get on my case about not knowing the top names and things like that, okay? But Gus Edwards is going to give you what he's given every time, and that's been good. It's been good. Don't get me wrong. He's been good. But I want great. J.K. Dobbins has a chance to be great. And if we drafted another running back, he would have a good chance to be great. Because remember, Gus Edwards is undrafted. Shout out undraftedsports.com. But, he's undrafted. His talent level is not as high as the guys that were drafted. Now, he works hard. He's a physical runner. He plays Ravens football. But overall, we could absolutely draft a player that is more talented than Gus, that will produce more than Gus in the same amount of attempts, and potentially could help us more in winning a Super Bowl. Now, I know this video is very controversial. 1 second, I need water. I'm sick. Okay. I know this video was very controversial, but that's my opinion. If you disagree, that's okay. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you agree, let me know. Obviously, I'm rooting for Gus Edwards. I'm rooting for the Ravens. Eric DeCosta made the deal. I'm not overly happy with it. I don't think it's going to turn out like, oh, what a horrible deal. I think it's going to be meh. But I'm not overly enthusiastic about it. I'm going to say my opinions. I'm not going to blindly follow the Ravens. I'm going to say my opinions. Sometimes they're controversial. Sometimes they're not. That, if you disagree and you hate me over this video and you're like, you're not a Ravens fan whatsoever, unsubscribe right now. Okay. I'm not trying to have Ravens fans watching these videos that think there's only one way to do things. Let's be civilized. Let's all have our own opinions, and we can talk about it in the comment section down below like civilized people. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow with the Jawan James video.